There are few techniques that have been devised for achieving mindfulness. Now, the very first thing that is very, very important for achieving mindfulness is breathing. Subtle changes in the emotions, and the breathing pattern also changes according to that. Now, in that situation, it is not possible for a person to concentrate on the breathing part. When you are in an impulse of emotion, any emotion, it is very, very difficult to focus on the breathing part. But if we start focusing on breathing in the normal times, practicing it daily on the daily basis, then we would be able to change our breathing patterns and come to the present moment through breathing. Now, for example, in pranayam, we used to do Anulom Vilom pranayam, which is a very common pranayam, just concentrating on the breathing from the inhaling and exhaling part of the nostrils and concentrating for a few minutes on the breathing part. अनुलोम विलोम प्राणायाम के बाद जो दूसरा चरण है जिसको हम कहते हैं, वो हमारा हेड से टो तक पूरी बॉडी पार्ट्स को हम इमेजिन करें और सटल बॉडीली चेंजेस को हम एक्सपीरियंस करें. आफ्टर ब्रीदिंग, come to the experiencing the succession from head to toe and subtle body sensations that are taking place within the body. Sensory responses. We all know that we have 5 sensory experiences: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. So, in mindfulness, what we try to do is notice these subtle sensory responses. While we are interacting with each other, what we can experience is a sound. Just experiencing the sound and saying it is a sound. It is a pleasant sound. Now, the moment we come to the present moment and experience the sound, the beauty of a sound comes to our mind. There are 2 sides of every emotion, of every sensory experience. It can be pleasant, it can be unpleasant. Now, while we are interacting, we are also seeing each other. It is a sensory experience of a sight, whether it can be pleasant or unpleasant. Similarly, while we are eating, we can smell a food which can be pleasant or unpleasant. A taste, similarly. A touch. When we touch someone, it can be pleasurable and unpleasurable also. So these are the 5 kind of sensory experience, and we need to imbibe these sensory experiences, experience these sensory emotions while being in a current situation, in a moment. So by practicing it on a daily basis, we can just come to the present moment. Yes. We can feel our body and we can feel our sensory experiences.
So if we begin by breathing, feeling our breathing, yes, and yes, in a way conditioning our breathing. That's one thing.
Yes.
Self-awareness.
Yes.
Self-awareness,
yes,
being in present and focusing, yes, on the job on hand at a one time, giving full attention, yes, to what we are doing.
Yes, and another thing is stop and watch technique. We have to follow that, observing the flow of thoughts without any judgment. Yes. And this we can do on a regular basis. For example, we have tried to finish it up in few minutes. The ideal time for having a lunch or a dinner is 20 minutes. One should take proper time, but you hardly say it. We finish our lunch or dinner in just 5 to 10 minutes. So this is not the proper way. So one can just slow it down, go slow in each of the activity, and you will start experiencing the joy of that activity. Yes. Now, there is one technique which I have experienced and I have used it, that is stop and watch. stop and watch. For example, in the present moment, we can just stop, take a pause, and watch our emotions. Observe the flow of thoughts and emotions without any judgment. Now, the key word is without any judgment. Do not take any side of the emotion. Just be impartial, be unbiased, be an observer of the flow of thoughts and emotions.